Ain't turning back. Now that I'm back on track, yeah. Take my word for it. Put a couple bands on it. And I don't plan on letting people turn me. No. You can say what you want. I'ma keep pressing on. I came about that thing like I'm feeling green, right? Talking to my past life. Focus on my great life. Cruising to my future.
Hello everyone, welcome. You already know what time it is. It is time to break the silence. Yes, you are tuned into Breaking the Silence. For those of you who are watching us for the first time, we do want to introduce ourselves. My name is Nori.
I am Francisca.
And I'm Angeli.
And yes, you are watching Breaking the Silence. So we want you to sit back for this next hour because we do have a packed show today that you do not want to miss. We do have a special guest here in the studios. Her name is Shalainna Ogunbiyi. I hope I pronounced that right. Don't knock me for that. There she goes. How are you?
Hi.
We're going to be sitting with her in just a few. We're going to be asking, she's going to be sharing with us what she does, how you can benefit from it, and she also has an inspiring story, which I'm not gonna spoil it. We're gonna wait till we hit the couch with her. So you wanna stay tuned for that. We're also gonna be discussing about 3 things you should know. I'm not gonna spoil about what it's about. Make sure you stay tuned for that. 3 things you need to know. But we also have our question of the day, which we always have in each show. So the question for today is, what's one thing you dislike that everyone else seems to like? OMG. Don't get me started. But you know what?
It's for later.
Yeah. It's for later. None of us are going to answer that question right now. We definitely want to hear from you guys. We do have our QR code, which you can scan. Is going to take you to our Instagram page where you can leave in your comments. And later on in the show, we're going to be reading your comments as well. So make sure you send them in. We definitely love to hear from you guys as well. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We're going to go into a quick break and we'll be right back.
Hear from strong women who are crushing their goals, overcoming challenges, and living their best lives. You won't want to miss a single empowering minute. Stay tuned and join the movement.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. That I know what you're going through. I know things aren't easy, but you still show up. I wonder if you know that we can get help. That we don't have to go through this alone. Let's see how far we can go. Love your mind.
Breaking the Silence. Real women, real conversations, real time. Empowering, motivating, and inspiring you live throughout the week. But we know life gets busy, and you shouldn't have to miss a single moment. Check out watch.ulfn.org/breaking the silence. Your one-stop destination to catch up, rewatch, and relive your favorite episodes anytime. Unfiltered conversations, influential guests, life-changing moments. All just a click away. Why miss out when you can experience Breaking the Silence over and over again on your time? Start watching today.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Hey, it's Cam. Sorry I missed your call, but leave me a message.
Oh man, I missed your call, but send me a text.
When the world is just feeding you empty, meaningless noise. When it feels like no one wants to hear you or care about your needs, our team at LFN is ready to listen. Day or night, weekday or weekend, you're never alone. Call 1-888-332-4141. You're only one call away from your transformation.
It's hard to always know what's going on with your kids. The Talk They Hear You mobile app and Screen for Success tool can help. The mobile app shows you how to turn everyday situations into opportunities to talk with your kids about alcohol and other drugs. Screen for Success helps you find out if your child needs more support by asking about their health, wellness, and well-being. Keep your kids safe and healthy. Download the free Talk They Hear You mobile app and start using Screen for Success today.
You are watching Breaking the Silence.
All right, we are back and we're going to be discussing about 3 things that we all need to know. And it's regarding something that we always use on a daily basis. We are talking about deodorant or antiperspirant. What have you heard about antiperspirant, Francisca?
Well, you always hear, and actually like these, like the aerosol ones, they can cause cancer, they can clog your pores, that they're not good for your body, and that you should use natural ones. But I don't know, because not everything you hear is true, right? And we do like to break the silence and put out the truth for our people. So that's what I've always heard. I've always heard that they're bad for you, that you should use natural products as much as possible because they could cause cancer.
Definitely. For me, at least nowadays, I opt for whatever's natural, whatever's healthier. But you know what, to each his own, because it has its pros and its cons. Like, for example, there are some people that they tend to perspire a lot. They sweat a lot. So in that case, they would use antiperspirant. And like you mentioned, I've also heard as well that antiperspirant, they cause cancer and everything, but not necessarily. I was reading that for a compound to cause cancer, it would have to be absorbed into the bloodstream at a concentration high enough to cause toxicity. So I don't know. Now I don't know. And so now I'm like, okay, you know what? I kind of now see it in a different light, because we see a lot of people who go through these issues. Like, I have a friend that she has, and it's a medical condition where she perspires through everything. Her hands, her feet, she's just like naturally always sweaty. So she would always opt for antiperspirant. And then we have the deodorants, which doesn't have aluminum. It doesn't contain aluminum. So I understand a lot of people would opt for it as well. It does help to block the smell, odor as well. Some people, they tend, when they perspire, when they sweat, they tend to kind of smell kind of bad. So, to each his own. You have to have that balance, what exactly you're looking for, what exactly you find is the right fit for you. Deodorants don't contain aluminum. They're there to deodorize and to mask the sweat smell with fragrances. But then again, we also have people who have sensitive skin. They're not too fond of having these products that have, these scents. So there's always that option of fragrance-free as well that you can always opt for. So, it really depends on exactly your body type, your condition, what you're looking for. You're looking to mask, but at the end of the day, you always have to make sure that you're opting for the healthier side as well.
Yeah, and I do think that maybe it's very hard and difficult, I would imagine, to pinpoint that one product that you're using that caused whatever cancer or sickness they found in your body, because nowadays it's everywhere. And you're going to find the same product in food, in water. It's in so many different things. So it's hard to be able to say that it was just the deodorant that caused the cancer or sickness within a person's body. But I think a lot of the times they say that because it does clog your pores so that you're not sweating. sweating, so they're thinking that you're packing all of these chemicals into your body. It's getting into your body, and so then there it will cause cancer, cause other sicknesses, especially because, your arms are so close to your breast and can cause breast cancer. So I have heard that, and it's kind of nice to know that is not proven.
Yeah.
It has never been proven that antiperspirants can cause cancer. But I've also heard, because nowadays everything is natural. And so I've heard a lot of people are now doing like mask treatments because they might use regular deodorants, but they use these mask treatments. And they say even if you're using a natural deodorant, when you use these mask treatments maybe once a month, it helps to clean out your pores. And then it helps for you to sweat less, or for you not to have so much body odor when you do sweat, because that's the risk that you do take. When you're going all natural, you can have a fragrance, a little bit more of a fragrance than you would if you're using other deodorants that may be not as healthy as society would say, not as good for our bodies.
Yeah.
But I think either way, depending on what you're using, maybe you could use a mask treatment just to kind of clean out your pores, give your pores a moment to kind of breathe.
And you're talking about mask treatment, and I'm thinking about also, there's times where we need to be mindful about when we're using, the antiperspirant as well. Like, for example, if you just finish shaving as well, your pores, they're open. So you have to be careful for that. When you automatically put it on or immediately put it on, then automatically, you're clogging your pores. And, with time, things can tend to arise, can tend to happen. So, you have to weigh you have to weigh it on the balance as well. Listen, I was at Walmart the other day, and I've been hearing so many things about antiperspirant. So I said, you know what? Once I finish my deodorant, I'm not gonna buy antiperspirant anymore, because that's exactly what I use. And I was there in front of the shelf, and I was looking at all these expensive deodorants, natural deodorants, and then I looked at the price, and I was like, oh,
where they get you every time.
But it's important. Health is always important. Even if you have to spend a little more, that's fine. It's okay. We just have to be very mindful. But again, whatever works for you. If you're the type of person that throughout your entire life, you've always had issues with sweating, with bodily odors and stuff like that, then hey, you can kind of mix and match.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't been brave enough to make the switch. I know people that have made the switch. I don't know if it really works as good as some of the other stuff. I mean, I could be wrong. Don't come from me. I could be wrong. But from my friends and from what they've told me, it doesn't work as well. So, I mean, and maybe your financial situation, you can't afford deodorant that costs $10, $20 and might not work as well as the $1.99 products on the shelf. Yeah. But I think that if you do mask treatments, if you do other things to take care of your health, it will kind of like weigh them out. But they don't cause cancer.
Yeah, definitely. There's always other options. Just overall, as long as you're taking care of your hygiene and you're doing what's necessary, what's good, what's best for you, as everyone is different. Some people can do fragrance, some people can't do fragrance, some people can do antiperspirant, some people cannot. I'm the type of person, I do antiperspirant. I've been antiperspirant a long time, but going on strong. But to each is it's always good to educate yourself. Try something different, see what works for you. There's different things that's always coming out as well in order to improve, in order to help. So you know what?
And technology has changed so much. Yeah. So natural products from the very beginning, when they first started to come out on the market, I'm sure are nowhere as close to how they are now. I think they've definitely changed over time and definitely gotten better.
Definitely. So that's all we have for this segment. We want you guys to stay tuned, because right when we come back, we are going to sit down with Shalainna. She has a lot to share with us. I'm dying to hear her story, so make sure. Actually, you know what? Get up right now, go get your soda, go get your snack, go get your popcorn, run really quick, get your snack, and sit right back down, because when we come back after this break, we're going to be talking to Shalainna.
Don't change the channel. We will be right back.
I never got a college degree. Now I'm the CEO of my own company. People want to tell me I'm one in a million, when actually I'm one of millions.
Feeling drained? Breaking the Silence highlights the vital connection between physical and mental well-being. Step 1. Hydrate intentionally. Make a conscious effort to drink enough water throughout the day. Your brain and body will thank you. Step 2. Embrace colorful foods. Incorporate a variety of fruits and vegetables into your meals. Nourishment is self-care. Step 3. Move your body joyfully. Find an activity you enjoy, even for a few minutes each day. Movement boosts mood and energy. Don't let fatigue silence your vibrancy. Find your power. Break the silence and join the conversation. Tune in to Breaking the Silence weekdays on ULFN. Visit watch.ulfn.org for tips to reclaim your energy and embrace your authentic self.
Great news. We are now streaming on 2 new platforms. For our viewers across the United States, you can watch us on Frontier Communications Channel 726. Fios by Verizon Channel 792. For our viewers in New York, tune in on Dish Channel 39, DirecTV Channel 42, and on local antenna 42.1. Take note and spread the word. We will never stop striving to bring you the quality programming you deserve. Thank you for your viewership and unwavering support. We are LFN, and we are here to stay.
Explore the road to success with inspiring guests, motivational tips to change your life for the better, and entrepreneurs advertising their business. Now, today's guest.
All right, we are back here with Breaking the Silence, and on this show we are always talking about women who are breaking barriers, women who are making a difference, women who are making a loud statement. So I'm not going to get into too much talking because we do have our special guest, Shalainna. Thank you so much for coming on the show. You are amazing, your story. We're going to get to that in a few, but I want you to explain to me, what is Creative Marketing Evolutionary?
Sure.
Educate us on that.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for having me, and very nice to meet you all. So I am Shalainna, your favorite Creative Marketing Evolutionary. And what that is and encompasses is a lot of marketers get kind of stuck within the stigma in the box of just marketing, but I do a lot of things within marketing, creative campaigns, large-scale events, and everybody kind of has their sector within marketing, but I found that diversifying my portfolio into various industries allows me to be creative in different aspects. So I like to use the word Creative Marketing Evolutionary.
Interesting.
Or title.
How did you get into that?
It found me, honestly. Wow. Yeah, it found me. So yeah, through my story. So I went to school for speech pathology, right? So I was a speech therapist for years, and I'll be transparent in saying it was great, but I almost I knew it wasn't my purpose, right? I loved impacting children, helping them speak, but at the same time, the business side of it all let me know that I wasn't connected. So in the midst of that, I kind of went through tragedy, and I found out I was a God-given marketer on a dialysis chair.
On a dialysis chair.
Yeah, I currently need a kidney. I'm sure I'll talk about my story a bit, but I currently need a kidney, and a lot led up to that. So on the dialysis chair, I started playing with the internet, and I taught myself marketing.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is amazing.
Thank you.
So now
you see the plot twist.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Right.
Okay, so now I want to go back. Let us rewind. Right
Let's
now you're doing big things. I've seen your page, the events that you're hosting.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's great.
Thank you.
The many people that you are helping out.
Yes.
But before all of that, tragedy struck.
Right.
What is it exactly that happened?
So Okay, I'll go back a little bit, right? So if we talk about 2018, Shalainna, I was 500 pounds. My blood pressure was about 300 over 268 every day.
Wow. 300 over?
Every day. And so I didn't even know that it was that high, or even that my body wasn't supposed to be like that, because it was like that for so long, right? So I thought, oh, okay, this pressure in my head, that's normal. That's what normal people do. And then one day I was in Jamaica. I got super, super sick. Like, I thought transparently, okay, this is my lady time. Like, I'm just sick because of that. Got back to the U.S. I couldn't really keep anything down, so I got medical attention, and my life just changed super quick. They said, okay, well, your kidneys are at 2%, you have blood clots in your brain from the high blood pressure, and you're gonna need dialysis. And at the time, I'll be honest, I was so ignorant to what dialysis even was. I thought it was just for older people. I really thought it was a place they went for fun. Absolutely oblivious to what went on in there. So I'm like, okay, I'm of course like anxious, apprehensive. I went through a spell of almost passing out when the information was given to me. But in the midst of it all, of course, adjusting, starting dialysis, learning that I had to save my life, of course, through weight loss and healthy habits. I sat on that machine, and I'm still on the machine. I still need a kidney. So 3 times a week for 6 hours each time, I go, I get treatments. My dialysis is done where my blood is filtered, and I work, right? The whole time I work, I sit there. They used to call me crazy. They're used to it now. But I bring like a whole office setup, my desktop, my table. I'm here for 6 hours, right? This is my office. I take meetings there. Like, I do all kind of stuff. So when I get newer clients, they're like, what's going on? I'm like, let's focus on what we're here for. You know, so, but that's kind of how I found it. On the machine, start playing with the internet. I started monetizing social media unintentionally with only 800 followers. And this was in the time where everybody said, oh, you have to have 10K and things like that. But I made it work. And then I started running other businesses, digital marketing. And here we are.
Oh my goodness.
I'm blown away.
Yes. Talk about doing the best you can with what you've got.
Yes.
With all these machines, connected to you.
Yeah.
I didn't care. I don't care. I just need to get this done.
It's done. Exactly.
And that's such an inspiring spirit from you, because a lot of people that would be in those machines, hooked up on those machines, would think, am I going to be alive tomorrow?
Right.
What is going to be my future like? But you made that as an opportunity.
Yes.
And it's very rare to have that kind. So what inspired you to have that? Is that a passion? Is that, what fuels you to be that kind of woman who would want to inspire despite of the difficulties that you're facing?
Right. So I always tell people, even since like younger, I've been self-motivated, right? But when people tell me I can't, it fuels me even more. So even in the midst of this all, right, I've had things happen to me while I was on dialysis. I have a huge scar on my leg because I ended up scorching my leg, like burning it really bad. And I had to learn to walk again. And I remember being on treatment, and everybody was like, I said, I'm gonna go to New York Fashion Week. And everybody looked at me crazy. I'm learning to walk again in a rehab facility, all of that. And I promised myself it. And when people told me no, like I got, you're crazy, I got no, I got, do you know you're on dialysis? Like, like I didn't know what was going on, but I knew exactly what was going on. And that actually allowed me to persevere. Naysayers allowed me to persevere. God allows me to persevere. I'm very faith driven, right? I'm not perfect, but I'm God body. So it's like, I'm very faith driven, and I always try to keep in mind, okay, yes, there's a situation here, but I don't succumb to anything. Like anything can be thrown at me, but I refuse to succumb to it. And you're gonna have to tell me no 1 trillion times, and then again for me to stop. Honestly, so. Yeah.
The fight inside of you is amazing. Just listening to your story. Not only were you 500 pounds, then you were on dialysis, but now you burnt your leg, you hurt your leg, you gotta learn to walk, and you're still like, I'm gonna go to New York. I don't know. Just because I'm on dialysis doesn't mean that anything's gonna stop me. And you said, your relationship with God is what has pushed you forward.
Yes.
But how about your support system? Do you have a support system around you? Because I think so many times when we look at one problem in our life, let alone it being a sickness or something like that, people just crumble. So how is it that you have this inner strength within you to not allow these things to affect you, but at the same time, how in the world are you managing your career and your health and just your personal life? Like, how are you able to do all of this this and still have this incredible strength within you?
Yeah. So the crazy part is I'm just used to it at this point. I do have a support system, but I remember being on dialysis, working 2 jobs, and an overnight part-time, and being on dialysis. But I do have a support system. My family is very close to me, and I also have built a very strong community here in Houston of other bosses, right? I'm a person that's huge on genuine spirits. So if my spirit's not on it, I'm off it. Okay. So I immediately, my discernment is very high. So those who gravitate towards me, I can always tell, hey, is this gonna align? Is this something God will want? I'm not perfect, right? But I know the aligned relationships that God will want for me. I know relationships that would almost be just cohesive to what we both have going on. I'm all about us supporting each other. In order to have a good support system, you actually have to have people who are supportive. There's a lot of superficial things out here now. So between my family and the community I built, absolutely, they keep me going. And honestly, the bosses that I built and tried with, shout out to y'all, love y'all so much. They are who remind me to do the small things in life. Shalainna, did you eat today? Because yeah, I'm a boss, but that's like almost my trait I need to work on. Eating, self-care sometimes. As bosses and entrepreneurs, we forget that. So yeah, my support system, A1, for sure. For sure.
That is amazing. And going back to the moment you had this setback in your life, you know, I wouldn't even call it a setback. I would call it, you know, an opportunity or, you know, a game changer in your life. Because if it wasn't for that, I don't think you would be where you are today.
No, not at all.
Because, I mean, I'm hearing your story. We're seeing everything that you went through, and it's just your spirit. It's just like you're a go-getter. Like, there's a lot of people who are watching us right now, and a lot of people who are in that same situation regarding kidney failure and stuff like that, and they would be so quick to throw in the towel or to limit themselves. But you said, limit?
No, yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
Right.
And you've been able to overcome. You've been able to, my goodness, girl, you just inspired me.
Thank you.
Listen,
we inspire each other.
Man, when I'm going through a tough moment, I'll be like, don't complain, girl.
Yeah.
Right. Look at
Shalainna.
You know, what steps did you take? Because I know you said you started off, you were 500 pounds.
Yeah.
What steps did you take?
Yeah.
What did you do? What were some of the challenges, the hurdles that you faced in order to be where you at today, in order to, you know, start what you're doing and be able to be so successful?
Right. So I guess action steps per se. Even before, I've always been or had been morbidly obese. So I knew that was an issue. It's just, it's literally an issue that's so much harder than what people like realize or even say. One thing that used to get me a lot was, oh, just eat a salad. And I'm like, girl, you got 10 pounds to lose, not 300. You know, so I love speaking to people about that because I'm coming from a real place of morbid obesity. That's a different type of weight loss, right?
Yeah.
People don't get it. People also don't understand, even before dialysis, I had lost 160 pounds and gained it back. You see what I'm saying? So an action step I had to take in getting my life in order was saying, okay, this has to be the final straw. You don't have another choice. Like, you have to do it and keep doing it, because you can be on a weight loss journey and you have to think, when somebody's done that at this rate, this is years long. This is not something that I can say, okay, in 6 months, I'm going to have my dream body, because I read Shape magazine and they said for 30 minutes a day, do sit-ups. This isn't it. Okay. So it's like, it's just discipline. I had to have a lot of discipline. I had to come to terms with myself to where it was life or death. You either do or you don't. And if you don't, we know the consequence, right? Another thing I had to do was, honestly, and shout out to my good friend Tiffany Martin, I had to get a lot of things together. She likes to say, get your act together, right? And I had to get my whole act together. I had to really look at my life and say, hey, Shalainna, where do you see yourself? Okay, now we have a picture of how you see yourself. How do we get there? I don't care where you are. I don't care if you're on a hospital bed. I don't care if you're living in a lap of luxury. There's something wrong, right? Where you're evaluating. I feel like we all evaluate our life. It doesn't matter what position you're in, what stature you are, what money you have. We all are constantly evaluating. So when you want to change something, you have to pivot, you have to implement. So that's what I really went through, a long reevaluation phase of pivoting and just implementing. And I encourage everybody to do that, because that's the first step in the action, for sure. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Mhm.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Thank you.
So fast forwarding to now.
Okay.
I was going through your page.
Yes.
And I've seen all these events that you've been holding and hosting.
Yes.
How is it that you come together? Because these are big, from what I saw, these are big events.
Oh my God, they're large.
You're juggling your health.
Yes.
You're juggling self-care.
Yes.
You're juggling these events.
Yes.
You're juggling clients. You're juggling all of these
It's a
things.
lot.
Girl, how do you do it?
It's a lot. Thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's really a lot.
But balance, I had to find balance, and transparently, I'm still finding it. Things get thrown at me every single day. And like you said, it's business, it's events, it's my clients, but then it's things like this. Can you be on the podcast? Can you be on the team? And I love this. Like, I would never say no. It's just a lot at one time. A lot of balance, a lot of organization, a lot of delegation. I do want to speak to people about delegation. That is an area that I'm just now starting to implement a bit more and make it immense within my business to delegate different tasks, because I'm very much a hands-on boss. I'm very much, oh no, I'll do it. It's fine. Or I'll get it done. It's fine. And not that I can't, but that causes so much burnout. So I've learned to delegate more. And I've also learned transparently to say no. Right? When you're in a position of doing successful things, right? And this is not a bragging point. I thank God. Like, this is all God. This is not me. I want to reiterate that. When you're at a point where you're doing successful things, people naturally want to gravitate, right? But we also have to take in mind our capacity. I had to learn you're not being mean for saying no. You're not being mean because you don't have time. And you're hurting yourself, jeopardizing because I used to jeopardize my own health, cutting treatments, things like that to get things done. And I had to realize, no, like if you're not here, it can't get done anyway. So just finding balance in that, staying organized and being and persevering, honestly. And I just keep going. People find it a little weird. Even my current staff and helper are like, girl, do you ever stop? But I don't. But I feel like God gave me the mindset of thinking bigger, right? My mind is bigger than the bigger picture. It's always saying, okay, we've got that done. I'm on to the next thing. But I'm also so detail oriented that I need to calculate every step, if that makes sense. So just figuring it all out, finding that balance, and then making sure that I keep the purpose, I keep the mission, I keep my why in mind too, so I don't lose focus, because that's easy.
Yeah. What stuck to me is there were a lot of great points that you mentioned, but saying no, right? Because in this field, you need to build networks.
Right.
You need to create that rapport.
Right.
So saying no can be on the downside.
It can.
So what would be your advice for those beginning to just build this connection? And they're overtaking everything. They're overloading themselves. They're overwhelmed because if I don't say yes to this client, he has a lot of connections. This company has a lot of connections. I'm going to lose that. So what is the balance? Like, how do you take care of it in a way that you're not burning the bridge?
Right. So one thing that I learned, and this is a key piece of advice that I would give to anyone, knowing your own value is going to help you learn to say no. Just like you need me, I need me, right? And then you have to think, if clients are calling you, if appearances are calling you, if people want to be at your events, you hold value, right? So they understand that. These are usually nurtured relationships, and even if they're new ones, that makes even more sense for you to say, okay, this is a newer person to my circle. This is a newer person to my realm. They already understand I'm busy because they see what I'm doing. So if they can't understand no, that might be a help for you. Don't think of it as, oh, I'm going to upset somebody. Think of it as, if they don't understand no, do they really value me as much value as I have in myself? Do they value that? Because if somebody values you, they're going to value your time as well, right? They're going to come on time. They're going to show up. They're not going to waste your time, So just knowing your own value, knowing what you possess inside, and really letting people know, hey, no is okay. And it's not a no because I don't want to. It's a no because, I have some things to do.
Listen, there's so many more things we want to ask you, but we do have to cut into a short break. Y'all don't go anywhere. Right after this break, we are definitely going to be back with Shalainna, so don't go nowhere.
The show isn't over yet. Don't change the channel. We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
Human trafficking is slavery.
And it happens all over America.
Any child, any woman, any man could potentially become a victim of human trafficking.
I am a victim of labor trafficking.
I was victim of child sex trafficking, but now I own my body.
Human trafficking is any kind of forced labor.
It can happen to anybody.
I am a mother.
I am an author.
I am a son.
I'm an advocate.
I am an educator.
I'm a sister.
I am a brother.
I'm so much more than what happened to me.
I am strong.
I am brave.
I am outspoken.
I am compassionate.
I am a survivor.
I'm a survivor.
I am a survivor.
I am a survivor.
I am a survivor.
I am a survivor of human trafficking.
LFN. Broadcasting with purpose. Bringing the Word of God into every home. Strengthening faith and transforming lives. Stay inspired. Stay connected. Only on LFN.
Jesus was more than just another man. He was God in the flesh who revealed the power of the Spirit as he performed many miracles and taught the truths of the kingdom of heaven. Jesus established his church to carry on his mission, to reveal God through both his actions and his words. The Universal Church takes that mission very seriously as a school of faith. Our goal is to help you discover and develop your faith so your life can be transformed. We teach you how to draw closer to God by activating trust, faith, and obedience. Essential spiritual building blocks for a deeper relationship with Him. What sets us apart is that your problems become ours. As we fight your battles for you and alongside you, any victory and success that you win by faith becomes God's victory and success, so that you can become the next powerful testimony for His glory. Let's help you find what you've been searching for.
Explore the road to success with inspiring guests, motivational tips to change your life for the better, and entrepreneurs advertising their business. Now, today's guest.
All right, we are back with Shalainna. Now, Shalainna, I was watching one of your videos and you said something, correct me if I'm wrong, and elaborate a little bit on it, but you said something along the lines of sometimes the journey that you're on, you have to face it alone if it's going to save your life.
Yeah.
Explain that to us.
I have had a lot of by my lonely times, I call them, right? And they're necessary. Sometimes we have to turn off the world. Sometimes I can't even be around my friends right now. Sometimes it's got to be me and God and work, or me and God and whatever He wants me to focus on. Because in those silent moments are where we have the most transformation. So in a lot of my silence, that's where I save my life. Now, the difference between me and other people, I feel like, is I don't remain silent, right? I don't remain silent. I break the silence, right? Irony of the show. I'm very transparent. I share these journeys on social media. I don't want you to only see where I'm made up and glammed up, and no, because I had a hard day yesterday, right? Or no, because in a lot of interviews like this, I'm just coming off of a treatment chair. So I'll show you a video of me sitting down on a dialysis machine doing my makeup. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a real thing. A lot of people, one thing I noticed and one thing that made me start sharing even more was having larger events. People pedestal me All they see is heels, hair, makeup, perfection. And so when they finally meet me and I'm telling them like my story, they're almost shocked. But I need those breakthroughs from people. I don't need to be another superficial internet character that's unattainable and inaccessible to people. I need you to understand that I go through things too, and whatever you're going through, like, chances are, girl, we all got similar battles in some sort of way. So let's just attack that together, you know? So, yeah.
And that's important. It's important, especially when you're in a woman in position and you are doing all of these amazing things that you're doing, to be honest and be open and upfront with all of your struggles, because it helps so many people. Like, looking at you, I would never imagine all the things that you've gone through. I would just think like, boom, she's already made it, she's successful, and never even thought twice about it. But until you started being honest and opening up about your story, then there's that inspiration. Then it's like, I get to know you on another level. And I know that there's viewers. Maybe somebody's watching us who's on dialysis right now, or had just gotten a diagnosis, or is trying to lose weight, thinking like, it's the end of the world. I'm never going to be able to be what I wanted to be. My life is over at this point. But here you are sharing your story, saying like, I went through all of these things. I'm still going through some of these things, and I am still being successful. I am still hitting every goal and every mark. And so it's important to not give up. But what advice do you have for that person who is going through that and says like they can really connect with what you're saying? What advice do you have for them, or what phrase, or what is it that helped you to get through it, to be able to get on the other side of everything you're going through?
I don't want to sound cliche, but it really has to come from internal. Right? There are going to be moments where you have to push yourself. I've had adversity in all forms, and I'm here to speak to anybody watching, viewing, streaming, whatever. Nothing is unattainable. Right? Anything you want to do is 100% possible. It's 100% doable, but it must start internally. Nobody can motivate you like yourself. We can pray all the prayers. I am 100% a believer, a survivor, but faith without work is dead. Okay? So until you tap in and really get to it and say, hey, I will not succumb. That was my thing every day. I won't succumb. I don't care what you throw at me. Now, it might be hard. I might go through it. I might cry, because I cry. Okay? But I won't succumb. And I give myself, that's another thing too. I don't know if y'all have heard Beyonce say this before too. She gives herself 24 hours. Now I give myself about a week, but after that week, I say, okay, no more of this. I don't like to sulk in things, and I've become more solutions based. That's another thing that's helped me. But honestly, just inner motivation and really telling yourself you can. Also, another thing that helped me was in getting through this, I would always, and I still do this to this day, I go look at things I want, because despite what people see on the outside, and yes, I've obtained success, but I'm not near where I want to be. So yeah, that car I want, I might go test drive it. The house I want, I might just go sit in the neighborhood and pray around all those houses. A venue that I want for an upcoming event, right? Some things are right in our reach. We just have to really sit there and, one, pray on it, and two, really map out how we're going to get it. There have been a lot of things for me, even in sickness, that I could have said, that's so far-fetched, I'm never going to get there. But really, even the things we see on TV, right? We have to break that down into realistic real life. Okay, yeah, this house is $2.5 million. What do I need to do in the next, and you have to be realistic too. Don't go say you're going to buy a $2.5 million home tomorrow. Say, okay, in 5 years, how do I obtain this and still have cash flow and still have revenue and still have other income coming in to where I can sustain? That's another thing too. Everybody's always looking at the moment. That's why I say my vision is bigger than the bigger picture. I need to know the moment. I need to know after it. I need to know the process of getting there. And then I need to know what to do to sustain and maintain. And I feel like that's what's helped me along this journey, even in sickness. What are you going to do right now, and how are we going to keep doing it, even if it's small steps, right? So yeah.
Interesting.
You know, this is so impactful, because you are doing your business, right? But with a purpose. You have a story to back it up. It's not just, as you were saying, superficial, you know, character over there. They just want to be famous or want to have money. But you actually want to inspire people with your story, and also incorporating that with, you know, networking with doctors, with professionals, to help those who are in this situation. So how about those who are having a hard time, right? For example, starting to connect and they're starting a business, whether it's not in this field, but other businesses, we have all our struggles. At first, you're not going to be successful, from overnight, right? So those who are starting and they're starting to just lose hope because they're not getting there, no clients, there are no revenue. They've tried all services that they've, they could do, but nothing is working. So what will be your key piece of advice for them?
Honestly, it sounds so cliche, but keep going. And I want everybody to remember, because I have to remind myself this too. It takes 10 years to build a solid business that's actually going to make you money. Like, even when you're right now, I'm in the middle of that. I'm not where I want to be, and I'm not at the point where I can turn away and say, okay, my business is going to run and it's on autopilot and it makes me all this money. No, it's constant work. And one thing I had to learn is sometimes the middle is harder than the beginning. Tackling the beginning, yes, it's hard, but I think it's prepping you for the scale. Nobody talks about the scale. The scale is immense. Learning to delegate, learning how to handle more money, right? That's a task in itself. So in the beginning, you're almost like, oh my God, I can't make it, I can't do it. And then you finally find something that clicks, right? And you're like, oh, this is working. Let me duplicate this is working. But nobody tells you about, okay, now it works. Now we went from 0 orders to 500 orders today. And we don't have any employees, and you're just sitting here like, you have to get adjusted. You have to get adjusted to that.
We need their notepads for this.
Right. We need notepads. We need help. We need a system, right? You guys, I'll be honest. That was the hardest thing for me, and it's still hard. A system. When I went from, oh my God, where are the clients going to come from, to a wait list of 100 people waiting to work with me, I'm like, I don't even know how to filter y'all in. I don't even have onboarding, so figuring that out. But if you're at that beginning stage, keep going and understand that there are more people like you than you realize. Don't get caught up in Instagram and the internet and you should be doing this and do another LLC tomorrow and get $2,000 worth of business credit. Like, that's all baloney. It's all hard. And even if anybody is in money, that's another thing. Surround yourself with people that are more successful than you. I'll be honest, I rarely have conversations about business with people who haven't done what I want to do. I don't do it. Like, a lot of people gave, and I saw this on TV one day, an artist said, I don't argue with people that are in a lack of financials. Like, I don't do it. And I took from that, why would I sit here and discuss business or discuss my plans or discuss my dreams or even get advice on them from somebody who is not where I want to be? So definitely surrounding yourself too with the right audience, the right people that are going to uplift you. That's important.
Oh my goodness, Shalainna, we can sit here all day, girl.
Yes. And I love this so much. Thank you.
This is amazing. And for those of you who want to get in contact with you, they have much more questions to ask you. Where can they find you? What are some of the places, the platforms they can find you at?
Okay, sure. Well, hey everybody, I am Shalainna, aka Social Boss Empire, your favorite creative marketing evolutionary. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, you can find me on YouTube at Social Boss Empire. I also go on YouTube by Black BLK Mermaid. I host large-scale luxury networking events here in Houston. I would love to see you out. There's a huge tribe of bosses, and even if you're not a boss, we want to see you. And I mean, just hit me up. I'm super accessible. If you need any advice, if you got business questions, hit me up. If you need dialysis advice, hit me up. If you just want to pour and just like you feel you need a listening ear, I am here for that, right? I can be a resource for that. Now, my time is limited, so sometimes my responses are a little slower, but I'm here for you. I care about you. And please, Social Boss Empire.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Shalainna. We definitely need to have you back here on the show. Oh my goodness. We thank you for being here. You guys, I hope y'all took some notes. Y'all better have taken down her info so y'all can hit her up. We're gonna cut into a short break. We're gonna continue asking her questions on this break because I know she has definitely a lot of great things to share. We're gonna be right back. Don't forget the question of the day. For those of you who haven't sent in your responses, you can feel free to do so. But let's go on that quick break and we will be right back.
We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how's sketches, ready? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes. Look at that. You didn't turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you got to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
When you hear soul food, you probably think of this. A rich, home-cooked meal that fills your belly and warms your heart. But what about the hunger no meal can satisfy? The hunger for peace, purpose, love and joy? Introducing the Soul Food Podcast, a faith-based show designed to nourish your spirit.
Redo your life, your family, your marriage. From ashes, He can give you a new life.
With over 200 inspiring episodes streamed across the globe, you'll find stories of hope, encouragement, and transformation.
Today, my life is a life that I could not have imagined. A lot of people, they go to church the first time or for a few months because they want a blessing. But the biggest blessing is the Holy Spirit.
Listen anytime, anywhere on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and more. Engage with polls, share your thoughts, and be part of something bigger. Don't miss the food that lasts forever. Tune in to the Soul Food Podcast today. And feed what truly matters, your soul.
All right, let us get into the question of the day. What is one thing you dislike that everyone else seems to like? We do have some of you who did send in your comments. Let us get right into it. The first comment is from Rashid. Don't understand why people like football. The timer is only for 60 minutes and yet it takes 3 hours to play a game. Look at Francisca right now.
Rashid, don't worry. You got other people.
I agree with you, Rashid. I agree. And I'm sorry, Francisca, we don't have time to elaborate on that. So, womp, womp. She's like, you know what, let me just stay quiet.
Kind of like to say you.
Thank you, Rashid. Thank you for that comment.
I'll take you to a football game. You're going to enjoy it.
We do
All right,
have
let's
our
do the next
comment.
one. Shania. I hate mayo. The texture grosses me out. Why does it have to be on everything? I can't escape it.
Aw, poor thing.
Shania.
Mayo's not that bad, girl. I mean, I think it's
Mayo
just a mental
good.
thing.
Mayo
Yeah,
is
it's good. It's very good. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
All
Maybe
right.
I
like
like with the yogurt or cream cheese. I don't know.
Maybe,
To
maybe.
like switch it. Okay,
Let us
we
go.
have another one
Yes.
from Zuzu, and she says, or he says, I've never liked summer, even when I got the time off from school as a kid. You sweat so much and bugs are relentless.
Oh, well, I hope you took down some tips regarding what we spoke about earlier about deodorants and antiperspirants.
Yeah, that's definitely your
But I definitely love the summer, so I don't agree with you on that one.
I mean, I don't like the summer, but I don't like the heat.
The heat.
I don't like the heat.
I don't mind. I don't complain, y'all. But thank you guys for sending in your comments. Shalainna, by the way, girl, thank you so much.
you.
Like, your story was incredible and amazing. Shalainna's always on the go. No matter what it is that she's doing, where she's going, she can be doing dialysis, but she is still working. She is always grinding. She is always always doing what she needs to do. Shalainna, thank you so much. We definitely appreciate you. And we're going to have you back here on the show. So
I want to know from you.
From me?
From you. The answer to the question of the day.
Sci-fi.
Got you this time.
Harry Potter's and sci-fis. You know,
sci-fi?
I can't take it.
Almost as though she was reading my course.
Oh my God.
Sci-fi?
That's just mine, but we're going to have, what about yours? Really quick.
She just said it. She said it's sci-fi.
Roller coasters.
Oh my goodness. We need to take you to one of
what
those.
What about you, Angelina?
Mine is either dates, raisins, or pickles. Those three. So.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, that's all the time we have for today. We hope you guys enjoyed the show, but we got to say bye for now. See you guys.